How's it going, guys? Editing Brody here. So, I know you're just about to watch part 14 of my Control playthrough. However, in the actual ordinance of recording, this would technically be part 15. However, the part 14 that I originally recorded, the gameplay didn't work. So there was audio for me, audio visuals for me. There was audio for the gameplay, but there was no visual for the gameplay. So rather than go back and play 3 or 4 hours worth of material, because I'd already batch recorded this episode that you're about to watch and the next episode. So rather than go ahead and redo all of those, I'm just kind of mitigating the original part 14. But I have gone back and I've listened through the audio, so I can actually go through a few of the bullet points of what happened in that episode, so that you aren't completely oblivious and you don't get to the beginning of this episode and be like, oh shit, I missed loads of things. So after talking with Dylan, he gave us the level 6 key card, and in the last episode we met Dylan at the end of part 13, and he talked about Jesse and Dylan being one in a dream that he had. I continued with a few more of the conversational points with Dylan, and he just kept talking about the dreams that he had, dreams that have invited Jesse to work at the bureau, dreams of him and Jesse being the same person, Jesse, Dylan, Faden, etc. But then we went on from having a chat with Dylan to the logistics area, because I decided for the first part of the episode we were going to go through and see if we could clear all the level 6 rooms. We went back to the clock's threshold, where the object of power, the anchor, was there. We had a bit of a boss fight with a glowing red hiss orb that we just had to throw things into, but then we cleansed that object of power, but we didn't get any of the powers from it. We didn't get any of the abilities from it. I was right in what I was saying in the previous episodes, that I couldn't get there before having the levitate ability, because obviously the chasm was too great, and also that fight involved a lot of levitate as well. So without levitate, you wouldn't have been able to do anything in that fight. I also spent a couple of ability points. I've started working my way up the energy branch of the abilities now, so that I can have a bigger stockpile of energy for using the abilities. And like I say, I'm really enjoy using the throw ability, and it kind of sucks when you get to the point where you're about to throw something and you're out of energy. So that's my next port of call, is up in the energy, so that the energy tank has more in it, so that we can throw things around a little bit more. I did also upgrade the shatter ability, the shatter form of the gun. Not really much to report about that, really. It was just it's a gun upgrade. It allows me to put an extra mod on there. So I've got a couple of mods on the shotgun shatter ability now. One of the things that was quite prevalent within this episode was an audio recording where an astral plane diver, astronaut, whatever they call them, astronaut, he went into the astral plane, came back out, and as he was being debriefed by a psychologist, something exploded out of him. The only way to describe it is it sounded like it could have been in like a chest buster type situation from the movie Alien. Although with it only being audio, we didn't see what it was. So, but the sound effects were very similar to the John Hurt scene from the original Alien movie. So yeah, so I don't know whether that's the original carnation of the hiss being brought back, the origin of the hiss being brought back, or whether the hiss is linked to the slide projector like Dylan says. I don't know. Still didn't know that yet at this point in the playthrough. But we went back into the containment sector, and we headed back into the prime candidacy program that Dylan advised us to go and see. One of the main things is that there we picked up a couple of missions, and we learned about a few objects of power. A globe that makes people depressed, that is a replica of Earth but has extra land masses on and cities that we don't know in the real world. No. So whether it's a it shows some of the astral stuff as well. I don't know, we haven't figured that part out yet. But there was also a mirror as well that is an object of power that was mentioned that we still don't know about as well. But the biggest thing, like the penultimate part of that episode, was learning that Dylan is obviously P6, the directorial candidate designated P6, that there's a P7 as well, that there's a second candidate for the directorship of the FBC. There was a hotline video talking about that, and we haven't found out any information at this point. At the end of the recording that was lost, we hadn't found out any more information about P7. I did speculate to say that P6 is Dylan. Could P7 be Jesse? Could the FBC have determined that they were two parts of the same coin, two parts of the same entity, therefore two prospective directors? I don't know. It was at this point I did not know where this was going to progress. But that's it. I wanted to catch you guys up. I didn't want you to feel like you missed out. I'm really sorry. I apologise for part 13 as well. Had some green banding in it. As far as I'm aware, my recording was okay. That must have been the upload to YouTube. But again, I apologise. I did leave a comment apologising for that. Hopefully, everything's going to be all right from this moving forward. Fingers crossed. Who knows? But you're all caught up. So let's get back into part 14. Over to other Brodie of the past. Part 14, Brodie. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Control. So we're really getting into sort of like the meat and potatoes of the story now. We've just found out in the last episode that Dylan, Jesse's brother, was P6 in the the prime candidate program. And it turns out there's a P7 as well. Now, I don't know whether P7 is a different person, or whether it's a split personality part of Dylan, or whether it's Jessie is the P7. That's why she's now the director. And Dylan had that dream about her coming to work at the Bureau as well. It's crazy. Right? But I am so glad that we're starting to get answers now. I'm just itching to get through the story. So you might see a lot of these being recorded in batch now. So if you do leave any notes in the comments and it gets to the next episode and I haven't responded to that comment, or I haven't took action from that comment, just know that I might have recorded the episode before I uploaded the previous episode. Exactly. So it's all a bit crazy, but it's warm. It's currently, 23 degrees here in the UK. My fan's going wild. It's noisy outside, so I haven't got the window open too much. So I might look a little bit shiny during these videos. But I want to thank you for joining me. I want to thank you for being here. And we're going to delve deeper into this with Jessie Faden and see if she is P7. Let's get to it. Okay, so we're still in the same place. We're still working our way into the prime candidacy. That's not a box. Bad dudes. Hello, mate. Oh. Stupid concrete pillars. Okay, so there's a door that we can't open potentially until they're all dead. Damn it. Nope, you're not one. You're just a floater. So, how have you been? I'm about to die, which isn't cool. Oh, where's the cluster? It's over the other side. Can I get this health that's in the centre? Oh, what? Can I get your health, please? Your health. Oh, shit. Damn. I'm getting my butt kicked a little bit here, guys. Apologies. Right, where's the cluster? I need to get rid of that. Okay, there's another big dude. Take out his armor. Shoot him with lots and lots of magic bullets. Charles Xavier up there. That's freaky. The fact, look, he's got a bag on his head. Is he like tied to the chair as well? Oh mate, are you there against your will? Poor sausage. I just threw him across the room. Poor sausage. Okay, so that's weird. Right. This big slanty room. A little bit spooky. Well, just saying that this house moves by itself, doesn't it? So, like, a crooked corridor is probably the least of people's worries. E7. Right, I need to get into there. Let's go down. There was a shelter door somewhere, wasn't there? Was there not? Yeah, here we go. Oh, we'll have a look, see what's in the shelter. So this way. It is the way to P7. I've won a control point before I went in there though, right? Surely. Surely. Let's have a little look around. Okay, so that's just another little shortcut. Closed cases. Oh, it's those freaky shithead kids again. Threshold kids.
I can see you're upset, Meg. Why don't you tell Uncle Mr. Bones what's
Uncle
wrong?
Mr. Bones. Oh my god.
I did bad on my clairvoyance test.
You can't ace every test, Meg. You see, everyone has different brains. Some brains can talk to each other. We call this ESP.
ESP?
Whoa. Okay, sorry, Uncle Mr.
Some
Bones.
brains can lift objects like a baseball. Talk about a fly ball, eh, Meg? No interruptions! So who cares if you fail your clairvoyance test? Maybe your brain can throw baseballs, or talk to dead people, or make friends blind. Once we know
my
what your brain
goodness.
can job to give
Oh,
you.
this is
And if
fucked
your
up.
brains are just right, you'll get to sit in the big chair.
This is so fucked up. Oh my god.
What if I don't want the big chair?
What if I don't want the big chair? Everyone wants the big chair, Hank! That's why we're all here. Use those brains
Oh
to
my
listen for
goodness.
once, or the only chair you'll get in is the one with straps.
Like the dudes that we just seen. The floaty mans. Oh my goodness. Right. Okay. I know my subscriber count isn't the greatest at the moment, so, but that shit freaks me out. So anybody that's watching this video, or anybody that watches this video in the future, I want you to stop what you're doing. I'll stop what I'm doing now. I want you to take a second, go to the comment section, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do those little shitbags creep you out? 1, least creepy. 10, like you never want me to play any of those again. Because I'm close to 10, maybe a 9. Like, I want to watch those things because of the story, but I would quite happily never ever see them again. Oh. Anyway, moving on. Shit. P6.
I wish things had gone differently and ordinary for us. Wishing
hello.
won't change things. Finding the projector will.
There's so much coming together in this one case. A new object of power, something we have not seen before. I mean, coming from me, that's saying something. And the boy, Dylan Faden, prime candidate 6.
P6.
And the sister as well. Once we catch up with her, but the boy,
See?
so
Knew
much
it.
potential. We're
I
talking
knew
North
it.
Lord level readings here. And I don't want to invoke his name. It's completely different circumstances here. It's remarkable.
So they were after Jesse.
There was an incident.
P6 victim autopsy. Oh shit, I hadn't finished that. Let's quickly read this. Agent killed during blank, involving blank, codename P6. Blunt force injuries to the head and neck, extensive trauma to the abdominal region, lacerations and contusions on the upper lower torso, fracture of the spinal cord between L1 and L2 vertebrae, avulsion, fracture of the 3rd through 10th ribs left and right, blunt force injuries of the extremities, abrasions, lacerations, contusions of all extremities, dislocation of the left and right elbow, dislocation. You basically turned him to jelly then, basically. After examination, it was determined the cause of death was internal bleeding that occurred when the blank was contorted through his blank. Oh, you could have so much fun with that sentence. When the cactus was contorted through his rectum. I won't do any more. I'll get kicked off of YouTube. So what else were you saying, mate?
We lost a valuable member of our team, yes.
Is that P6 on the wall? Yeah.
Excessive force. Dylan has so much. But he's just a kid. Like, I'll take the blame. He needs some slack. I mean, boys will be boys.
Oh.
He's exceptional and under a lot of stress.
Yeah, he turns a guy to human jello and
Robert's got killed.
boys will be boys.
It's an unfortunate accident.
Fuck's sake.
That's all. Marshall needs to realize this. We will make this work. We'll make this work.
Oh. Cool, cool, cool. I'm beginning to think Let's go into the
Is this
P7
what
room.
Dylan wanted me to see? It doesn't matter. We need to find that projector.
It is Jesse. Hello.
All the times I felt paranoid, I was right.
Somebody
the Bureau
was
could have
watching
given me
you.
the answers, but they just stood by and watched me.
That's mad. They're sneaky bastards. Jesse Faden movement tracking. I knew I was P7. So is that now? Were they tracking? Yeah, so Jesse Faden P7. Were they tracking my movements to New York City? I'm not going to go through all of those city names.
We used to play there all the time. Me and Dylan, and other kids as well. We loved it. This time, I remember.
Who
was
made this recording?
different. We found a way in, deeper into it, like it had shifted. We went inside, and that's where we found the slide projector.
A dump is a place for lost things. Things that have been thrown away. Did you ever feel that way when you were growing up, Jesse?
What? No. Yes, but that has nothing to do with...
Was there a slide projector at your home when you were small?
No.
Those were before your time, I suppose. But your family did look at photos together, maybe. In one form or the other?
Maybe.
Maybe. Every family does, right?
When was this? Can you remember? At parties? Barbecues? How did it make you feel? Did your parents ever show pictures that embarrassed you? Was alcohol ever involved at these parties? Did your parents drink? Did that make you uncomfortable?
What?
No. That's just stupid. Come on. That has nothing to do with this. Nothing.
The slide projector, let me ask you this. As a child, did you ever fantasize about worlds inside pictures? Inside a painting? You know, stepping into a painting, into a hidden world, escaping and finding adventure there, away from your parents.
I don't think so. I don't remember. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh my god. Hello. There's me as the director. Full graduate of the P6, P7 program. So the turntable is further in. So the turntable.
They studied what happened in Ordinary here. That's the place to start looking.
Come help me, mate. I'll take you as well. So their energy ticks down like a bit like a damage over time. Oh, dudes. The Bureau isn't what it seems. They knew about me and were following me all this time. Alright. Willow shipping manifest. Hollow sphere, stone-like material, vitrified soil, blank pieces of various sizes and colour, animal carcasses, possibly canine, twisted metal bucket, leather wallet, aged shotgun cartridge, all materials to go to investigation sector. Further analysis. What other case files do we have? Bright Falls summary. When did we pick this up? Don't know. An unconfirmed threshold manifestation at Cauldron Lake, Wyoming. Is that Wyoming? Washington? I can't remember my US state abbreviations that well. WA, Washington, I'm going to say. Resulting in a fictional story by author Alan Wake. Creating an AWE. Is that Alan Wake from the game 10 years ago? Creating an AWE in which reality was altered to match that of the story, though only locally for a limited time. Event response. Mr. Kirkland, head of investigations, was alerted on September 13th, 2010 by ex-Bureau agent Frank Breaker, C. Blank, that an AWE event was taking place in Bright Falls, Washington. Refer to events investigated in 1970, 1976, 1978. Breaker had received a call from Barry Wheeler, Alan Wake's literary agent, on behalf of Breaker's daughter, Sarah, who's the current sheriff of Bright Falls. A Bureau field team arrived at the site 2 days later, only to confirm that the event was over. Interviews were conducted, referred to the 1970 blank, Thomas Zane, 76, 78, Odin Anderson, Tor Anderson. Alan Wake was believed to blank. Investigator, eyewitness reports highlights an old light switch, possibly an object of power, that blank missing. Wake was not found at the scene. Reports claim he dived into the lake, but no body was recovered in the search. So yeah, is that a tie to the Alan Wake video game then? Because I've not played it and I've not seen it. I don't know the plot line, the synopsis, the premise, anything like that.
Ordinary. So much coming together in this one case. A new object of power, something...
Oh yeah, we did see that. So yeah, is that a tie to the Alan Wake game? I'm going to have to Google that after the fact. Oh, you shit. Don't jump scare me, I don't like it.
Dylan and I were both prime candidates. Experiments. Very
What?
different ones, sure, but both in a cell of some sort. Am I out of the cell now, or is
I don't
all
think
this,
so.
the house and being the director, just another cell? Who's really in charge here?
Can't go in that way yet. Give me that other force. What did I have things to throw at them? I suppose this room is a bit sparse, isn't it? Got to be a control point around somewhere though, because this room definitely looks like it's going to shift. Here we go. Cleanse control point. So what's that going to reveal in regards to exits, entrances? New York City subway?
We're going back home. Of course we are. It started there, and it's never gone away.
Whoa, okie dokie. Let's have a look in this room. Discerning the pattern. Silver reward. Okay, we still can't go in there because of... I wonder if that shit that's in those rooms is that mould that I need to go and have a chat with the other lady about. One of the other doctor ladies. The lady that's in regards to the old growth mission, Dr. Underhill. Access the ordinary AWE by rotating the turntables.
There's gotta be a way to rotate these tracks. Maybe there's a control panel nearby.
Maybe. Oh, I have to destroy the mold as well by the end of it. Hey, Professor Xavier. Whoa. What? What? Dun, 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 Sterling Avenue. Right, I'm just regrouping for a second if I'm honest, guys. Oh shit. I wish I'd have boosted more. Well, bugger. I've really got to remember to use that during my descent because that fall damage is pretty horrendous. Damn.
There's gotta be a way to rotate these tracks. Maybe there's a control panel nearby.
I need some health if that's what I really need. Or I need to stop taking damage from whatever that is over there. Is it you? I don't think it is you, is it? Bridge operator. Let's go up here. Can we get up there? Can we get up there, please? Yes, there we go. Right, so I think that's all bad guys, enemies dealt with. There's nothing that way. Ordinary dump site. That's where I want to go, right? Pretty sure I need to clear the tracks of that fungus mold stuff.
There's gotta be a way to rotate these tracks. Maybe there's a control panel nearby.
Maybe. Let's have a look for more of that mold though first. I think that's it on the tracks. Okay, let's head in here. Yeah, look, there's loads of that mould. Maybe I should go and talk to Dr. Underhill before I progress with this. Work chat teeth. Guess who had just had to inspect an inbound delivery of like 100 teensy tiny little boxes? Me, that's who. And you know what was inside each one? A single human tooth. Fucking gross. Which one's this one? Transit corridor north. Keep clear when tracks are something on that side. Is that the way that I want to go? Yeah, ordinary AWE. The stairs down. There is a box. Right, there's nothing forward. So down it is then. Down it is, boys and girls. Just waiting to be ambushed by a bunch of those exploding bastards, right? See? I knew it! I knew there was an ambush. I knew there would be an ambush. Just knew it. Right, anything decent in any of these corridors? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. So, we're going to keep pushing forward. In fact, this looks like it's about to get lengthy and puzzly. So, what I'm going to do, guys, before we move into the next sort of like big segment, I'm going to end this episode here. So yeah, Jessie was P7 in the end. She was P7. She was like a part of the Prime Candidacy program, and it seems that their hometown of Ordinary has a big deal to do with all of this. I've now got a million more questions, like, were they having a controlled experiment with Jessie? So they had Dylan under lock and key, but they let Jessie roam free to see which would develop as the best candidate. P6, like a controlled test versus an open test. Has this been their plan all along? They were monitoring her coming to New York. Did her going to New York and the hiss arriving have some kind of coincidental timing, or was that all linked together? Like, I'm more than confused again. But we're going to find out what happens. We're going to keep pressing forward. I'm going to take a little bit of a break before I record the next one, but I will be recording the next episode today. But I do want to thank you. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you aren't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any of my videos. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being here, joining me on this bonkers ride. I hope you have a great day, great morning, great evening, great afternoon, whatever the time of the day is for you. I hope it is great for you. and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.